Hello, welcome to a new unboxing and quick analysis. Well, today will be a new mini quadcopter. This is the Eachine version of the shrink version of the Eachine H8C. So this is the Eachine H8C, which is nothing else than the shrink version of this popular model. So this model, even if it's very small, it's including HD camera, so filming in 720p. So you can find it in black edition or a white edition. So what you will find in this box. So here is the contents of the box. So the quadcopter itself. So I already removed, disassembled the landing gear and the prop guards. When out of the box they are pre-installed, but in order to save some weight and to give you an idea of what it could be without, I already removed them, so it's pretty easy to remove the prop guard. Just need to unscrew these four hand screws on each end of the arms, and it will be possible to just clip the prop guards. The landing gears also are pretty easy to install and disinstall. So here is the quadcopter. Here is this radio without any LCD display. You will need 4AA battery to feed your transmitter, and basically it's a game page style transmitter. Two bumper buttons. So the left one is the speed selection. Okay, out of the box you have only, if I'm not wrong, 3 speed mode available. Okay, each of them you have the sequence of beep associated with. So 1 beeps for the beginner mode, 2 beep for the intermediate, and 3 beep for the expert mode. Okay, the right shoulder button is associated with the flips. Okay, you have to indicate with the right stick in which direction you want to perform the flips. So you have also a cross buttons. So most of them here are to perform trims of your right command. And in fact, this left one, if I'm not wrong, so the left, the upper button is used to turn on or off the video recording. Okay, and if you want to take a picture, you have to brief press on it, and if you want to start the video, you have to long press on it. So if you want to stop the recording, you have again to long press on it. If you press button, you will alternate between the headless mode if you briefly press on it, and the 1K return if you long press on it, like this. Okay, so these functionalities are, everything is included with this small quadcopter. So what also it came with, you have this USB charging cable ending with this 1.25mm mini JST connector. Okay, be aware, I found, well, internally, that the Lipo I will show in a few instants got inverted polarities. So the prop guards who were originally installed on the quadcopter, they are pretty light. I can give you some weight information. So for example, just to the prop guard standalone are less than 1 gram, so you can save approximately less than 4 grams, 3 gram 5 by removing them. You can find the landing gears, you just need to clip them, and you can save an extra 1 gram 4, so more than 5 grams can be saved out of the box. And only 2 spare props, 1 clockwise, 1 counterclockwise, and a screwdriver. This is the instruction manual, very short, just basic one. Okay, and especially you can find on this page 4, on the top of the page 4, the instruction manual to calibrate your gyros. So it's indicated that you have to press the bow stick in lower right position to start the gyros calibration. Okay, so I will return now to the quadcopter itself. Good news, you have a tiny power switch. Okay, and that's always a good point when you have a power switch. And you can find the red LEDs on front, blue on rear, like the Eachine H8C. On the right side of the power switch, you can find the power plug to connect your USB charging cable. So it will directly charge the internal Lipo. It's using the 1.25mm JST connector. Okay, and on the front, okay, I hope you can see, this is the camera lens. Okay, so it's very tiny. The diameter is an M4, so this is exactly the same size than the Eachine H8C, for example. So it's as far as I know, it's impossible to find a compatible wider lens with a wider field of view. So, and the other bad news, you know, it's targeting the ground with an angle approximately of 45 degrees. So basically, you have to fly very high to try to capture the scene on the ground. So for me, it's pretty annoying. And the bad news, you cannot adjust the lens orientation at all. You will need to extremely mode your canopy to correct these problems. Concerning now the gear system, it's a mini quadcopter, micro, I would say, with a mini gear system. So you have both the nylon and the wheels and the pinion are in nylon, so it's good for durability. But for such small system, you don't have any ball bearing installed, so you can see directly the shaft in friction with its corresponding plastic housing here. So there will be a lot of friction. So I strongly advise time to time to add, for example, a small drops of silicone oil in these sections in order to decrease a little bit the extra friction. Motor are 7 mm by 15, if I'm not wrong. Okay, and another good news, you can access, if you want, to the internal part, and you just need to eclipse the top canopy, and you can find the Lipo battery, which is 250 mAh. And here again, you can find a mini JC connector, this is the 1.25 one. So it's a little bit tricky to access this. To access to it, you will need a tweezer, for example, to remove it very easily. So in open field, you don't really need, you don't have really often this instrument with you. So I found it's a little bit tricky to swap to another Lipo. So for me, it's one of the main drawbacks of this quadcopter. In fact, in practice, it's not very easy to exchange, to use another Lipo. You have a little bit of free room inside, but not so much more. So I don't think you can welcome a 400 mAh Lipo battery. So with everything installed, I can give you the information of the weight. So for example, I will use this box as a support. Okay, and I will give you, so the quadcopter itself, it's scale only 36.4 grams, sorry. So it's relatively light, but not so much more. It's a gear system, that means that it will be able to carry an extra weight. Of course, the consequence, it's less punchy than the direct drive system anyway. It's the ratio weight versus capacity of thrust capacity is good, and you will see on the outdoor test it's pretty good flyers. So concerning now the flight characteristics, I found that the three rates are very calibrated. I really like how it's fly, but I observed, especially when you remove the prop guard, you have a lot of vibrations and wobbles on the extremity of the arms. I don't know, because you need to fill the little gap due to the absence of the prop guards. Maybe you need to attach more to kill some extra vibration, but you have a lot of vibration, as you will be able to see in my videos. So it will introduce some jellos in the videos. I don't know if it's a common problem with all the Eachine H8C, but anyway, you have to know it. But except these problems, this is a very stable flyers. I like how it's banking, how it's turned. It got a relatively good fast forwards. That's pretty good. It's not handling very well the wind, especially with the prop guard. Without, it's a little bit better. That's a good point, of course. But definitively, I was positively surprised by the flying characteristics. The camera module is okay. It's filming in 720p. It's not playing with the interpolation, but the color rendition and the light sensitivity is not fantastic. Well, it can be understood for the light sensitivity due to the very small, tiny lens hole. Okay, to capture the light is pretty small to be very well sensitive to the light variations. So another point, I found that you need a relatively good micro SD card to not have your recording choppy or with some problems in the fluidity of the on the playbacks. So it could be a problem. So definitively you need to provide one. You have to know that there is no micro SD card inserted with this bundle. So that's also a minor point. Okay, you have to provide yours. Okay, so you will see that it's pretty easy to fly with it. I will turn on. So the light capacities and the night flying capacities are good. Okay, it's very visible in the light. To arm the quadcopter, just need to push up and down, and it's armed, and the LEDs become solid like this. So as I say, to calibrate you have to push both sticks in lower right, and you have a fast flashing. So now it's calibrated. So as you can see the wobbles. Very strange, but it's like this. And after a few instants, it will disappear. The yaw in beginner mode is relatively slow. It's improving in intermediate mode and much better in faster mode. So it means that the yaw is proportional to the speed mode. Okay. Okay, I will land now. So good yaw rate. I really like all the rates, generally speaking. So they are well proportional, well chosen for me. And well, there is a good news concerning this quadcopter. It's possible to fly it with the Banggood protocol implemented in Devo controller. So if you select the Banggood protocol, so for example, I will show that the Banggood protocol is possible to fly it, and it's already bound. So okay, so it's pretty good. The rates are just great, and you have even better rates with in fast forward, not in yaw, but in a forward movement, and lateral one is even increased. So thanks to the Deviation TX support, your Eachine H8C become even more sporty and is handling wind much better. So I will conclude this unboxing and quick analysis. For me, there are some bad points. The main one I would say, and it's not just a problem with the Eachine, they try absolutely to install the camera with an angle targeting the ground. It means that you will need to fly quite high to capture the scene. For me is a problem, and especially when you want to move forward, you can understand very easily that you will you will capture only the ground and the grass. That's the main problem. So you can only fly correctly when you are in a high position. Okay, so in a stable position, in hovering in a high position. The second problem I would say is this wobble upfering. As you can see, at least when you remove the prop guards, that's definitively a bad point. They forgot to insert a micro SD card. It's not so expensive, but it would have been great if they provide one. And well, except that, it's a nice and great flyer. I really like it. The flying characteristic is pretty good. The flying duration, I didn't mention it, are very good for such capacity of Lipo. You can have at least 6, close to 7 minutes of flying duration. That's pretty good. Well, and without the prop guard and landing gears, well, it's handling wind much better. So it's typically a quadcopter for beginners, flying in more or less wide open area. For indoors, not especially. The camera is completely useless because you cannot reach the sailing to film the scene. Okay, so it's more for open area. Well, and moderate winds. Well, okay, I will conclude this video. If you like this video, please submit. If you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.